by basically in the beginning of his speech. I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
All right.
50 years ago, a great American whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to the millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the withering flames of injustice.
Yes.
It came as a great beacon light of hope to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro is still not free.
Yes.
100 years later, the Negro is still sadly crippled in the manacles of segregation and discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro is found living on a lonely island of poverty and the vast mist of oceans of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of the American society and is still found as an exile in his own land. And since we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check, where our architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note where all Americans were to fall heir. This note came as a promise to all men, yes, black men as well as white men. They were able to have the unreliable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yes.
But America has defaulted off this promissory note. Instead of honoring a sacred obligation, America has given the Negro citizens a bad check that has come back marked insufficient funds. My friends, I'm here to tell you that we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that the insufficient funds of the great votes are broken because of the opportunities of white folks. We refuse to believe all of that. So we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check where we receive the freedom for ourselves and our posterity. I have a dream today.